What's up, YouTube? Hey, I got Tank in the house. How you doing tonight? And of course, waiting on YouTube to catch up to StreamYard. There it goes. Yeah, like Tank says, hit that thumbs up. All right, where's Cuppy? Okay, Tank, you're here. Cuppy was asking, "Am I going live yet? Am I going live yet?" No. Okay, so where's Cuppy? That's someone's missing. I gotta send out some links. Got a couple of them sent out. Uh, see who else. Oh yeah. All right, I got a few of them sent out. I'm going off my phone right now. Oh, well, there's Cuppy. Finally, I was wondering where you were hiding at because you kept going. Is he home yet? Home yet? Nope, nope. Tank actually beat you in. Tell you what. There, I got the link. Oh, that's something I forgot to do. I forgot to change something on this over here. Yep, yep. Yeah, right. Well, that's right, Cuppy. Yeah, right. Thank you, Tank. Well, you were asking where I was at, and then you forgot. Oh, it's 7 o'clock Central, not 7 o'clock Eastern. You better watch it. I'll Dixie you. I'll get you Dixie to death. Oh. So what are you two wild and crazy people up to today? I'm supposed to do that, Cuppy. I'm not messing with Tank. I'm trying to give a hard time to Cuppy. She was going where I was at, asking where I was at, so I'm trying to give her a hard time. I got Tank as a witness. Oh, sure as I got 10 people watching. I don't know who all else is here. Let's see if the other. Oh, there's that part. All right. Finally, it's wanting to work. Oh.
And you have somebody hiding in the basement?
There's nobody hiding in the basement.
Okay, no, never mind.
Nope.
No, that was something else. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, Tank was here, and it was like I was going, okay, so where's Cuppy at? Uh-oh. Yeah. I'm definitely going to need that. Now, speak of the devil.
hi, Cuppy.
My sweetheart's got back up now, Mater. Hush.
No.
I got
Yeah, because I'm going off camera because I'm thinking to start crying.
What's up, Breezy?
Lord have mercy.
Hey, Breezy. Hey, sweetheart, were you the last one to set up coffee in your pot?
I don't know. I've slept since then. I might have. Why?
Because I had more grounds in the back of the machine than I did actually anywhere else.
I done told you, you gotta put on your P's and Q's, or I'm a little Crystal. He gonna keep on. He gonna keep on. Crystal, don't you give him no whooping.
No, well, she's the one that decided to reheat the coffee last time just by taking the pot and pouring it in the back of the machine. So if there were coffee grounds in the bottom, guess where they went?
That was 2 days ago, honey.
Well,
that was 2 days ago.
Well, I don't remember making anything yesterday.
I didn't.
It wasn't me.
Hi, Tommy.
Maybe it was Tank.
Now you're. Hey, Tommy, how are you, sweetheart? Hey, Breezy. I hope you had a lovely day today. Lorna Boo. Yeah, Mater, I'm just going to take over your channel because you keep getting deeper.
He needs another hooker in the channel.
Hey, all I can say is, hey, I must be a pimp because I got all these hookers now.
Oh, you woke up.
I'm dead. Oh, Lord have mercy. I thought I had a headache. Yeah, get her, Tank. Get her.
Hello, Lorna love. Oh, yeah, up like this. I'd only been home for about 10 minutes before I actually went live. What's up, William?
Brings up the whips in the crochet world are works in progress or work in progress.
Hey, I got a lot of those around here.
Well, I bet that Crystal does. I know Crystal does, but you probably just have, like kind of whip.
Hi, William. No, I don't have any of that kind of whip, honey.
Hey, I've got other kind of torture devices.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm not gonna ask.
No, and he's not gonna offer because if he does, he's gonna get his butt beat.
And they stay.
Are you okay, honey?
Yeah, I just woke up.
That's what I was wondering. I thought I was sitting there and everybody was going, "Where's Lorna? Where's Lorna? Where's Lorna? Where's Lorna?" I was like, "Oh yeah, she probably fell out."
Do you know what?
Hey, Cuppy.
I didn't even hear Chris ringing me.
Oh
Hey,
wow.
Cuppy.
So
Hey,
he cancelled my stream because I didn't even hear Chris ringing my. Oh my god!
hey, Cuppy.
I
You
didn't
need
even hear
another
Chris ringing my phone.
Huh?
So you need, like I say, you
That's
need
okay.
another piercing.
Uh,
You want your ear pierced?
oh wait, Lorna, don't choke. Don't choke. Oh, never mind. I gotta wait until Lorna's done because she'll choke.
Yeah, please do.
I will.
What's up, Scott?
I made too many people choke whenever I'm like, wait a minute, you're
Hey,
drinking.
Scott.
I'm not able to speak when people are drinking. Okay,
All right.
Peter, I don't need my ears pierced, but I know a few people that do.
I can always get the nose.
Okay, well, can you wait until after I rob a bank so that I can pay you for the body pierce so you aspire to be?
Hey, with that thing right there, I can pierce just about anything.
I know.
Boy,
What's up, Renegade?
Lorna, and I live with one of them.
Mm.
Scared out. Chef Shade Tree and Renegade and William, and I'm gonna behave.
No, I haven't got one of the ghost engines yet. After I've actually seen some videos out there, and one of the guys actually did pick one of them up. He did a complete teardown on it, and basically, the way he's putting it, it's nothing more than a regular 212 Hemi block. But the only thing they've done is they did not drill out the holes for the governor or the low oil sensor. That's it.
Okay, I'm not sure of exactly what you're talking about with the motors and the stuff, but I heard governor, and I don't want one. They're not
Well,
fun.
right. Well, the governor on the small engine, what it does is it keeps it from revving up past a certain amount of RPMs.
Okay, never mind. Then I'll take that as long as it doesn't affect the speed I want to go, because that's the only governor I knew that
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
governor, like I say, knows it limits how many RPMs, so that's also going to affect how much horsepower. Because a lot of the guys they do take the governors out. Most of the time, those engines are rated for about 6,000 RPMs. There are some guys out there building them up for 9 and 10,000 RPMs, but they're also sinking a lot of money into them engines. Also,
That's dinner.
part of dinner.
Yeah. So,
Okay, now I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
look at
Renegade.
whenever you're trying to learn something, or else. Thanks, Tank.
Be right back.
Uh,
Hey, buddy.
yeah. But yeah, I mean that.
Yeah.
You know what I've seen, some videos and everything on that ghost
Mother,
engine. I can take this 224. I can get it built up a little bit better and everything. Actually, today if I had the time and the money, I go over to my local Harbor Freight and I pick up one of those 212s because they got them for $119 right now. They got them on sale. What's up, Raging Cajun?
Hello, Reagan.
Yep. But yeah, I mean it's the guy did a tear down on the block, and the block is basically the way I looked at it. The way he put it was the block is basically the same. Yeah, we got money coming in.
Yay,
But
not my car.
Hi, not my sweetheart.
Yeah, but it's basically nothing more than like I said, the 212 block, the stock one. That the only thing they didn't do was drill out the hole for, like I said, the governor and the low oil. That's it. Tommy, it's pork chops.
Yes. Boneless.
Yep.
Boneless pork chop.
Yep. So how you doing today, Money?
Oh, we're doing money. Got a new money. As you can see, the camera angle is a little different because, well, we rearranged everything to where I'm not in a tripping hazard anymore. So I'm in a different
I
part.
see it's hammer time.
Yeah.
Can't touch this.
I'll glue you together. I know. Usually, money has money out. Now today, money's got tools. What the hell is this world coming to?
So what are you working on then?
I was working on. I just got these black trays in. I was using this because I couldn't find a screwdriver to put in. There to put in the other handle on the display case, like this here, the handle with the screws. Couldn't find a screwdriver, so they brought me that. And then I had to hang my calendar back up, so they brought me that. This was for I just got these from Amazon, these black trays. I had the inserts with the black, and two of them, I got them and they're cracked. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Oh.
And Amazon's return policy is just a bunch of just stupid. So I'm just like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's one reason why I'm glad I don't deal with Amazon. I deal with eBay.
Yeah, I couldn't find these on eBay for a decent price. I found them for, oh my goodness, prices that I was not paying for. But no, pretty much
Yeah, but that's
resting, getting ready for the gun show this weekend coming up. Start packing all this up, and money did a thing. Money has within today. Well, today I only got 5 ounces of silver in, but between tomorrow and Friday, money's got 222 ounces coming in.
Oh, well, that just sounds horrible.
Yep, money did a thing.
Money did a thing. Well, I got a few people consigning with me as well. I've got one package alone is going to have 175 ounces of silver in it. So
hey, Mark, we got Cajun in the house, so panel is full. No more people able to come up on panel.
Well, somebody else wants to come up, let me know and I will leave.
It's all right. I'll drop down. It's all good. I'll speak to you later.
I won't mind. I'll drop down if just let me.
I want to know.
Well, you didn't have to go.
Quiet because I enjoy listening to y'all more than anything because I'm always like, wow,
Yeah, but you're going to learn stuff, Puffy. So.
Yeah, that's why I was like, where's Mater? When's he coming on?
Mater just for you. And this is
hang on a minute. I want to be able to answer Scott's question. So he's got a 196 Honda. I'm figuring, because I've seen some of those engines before, I'd say about 28 horses.
32.
Well, I'd say about, top maybe 30, because I do know that some of them are getting, I've seen cars and cameras, they've been getting 20 to 25.
Yep. Hey, Boo.
Hey, Crystal.
Okay, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You might want to have them run the show. So, one, you can come make your coffee. and 2, you can get your food.
Is the food ready?
Yeah.
What, delivery service ain't working tonight?
No, because she doesn't know how to make. No, because coffee machine's done. And if I play delivery, you're going to lose the coffee.
Damn. 65 horses? That's a lot. He's got to turn it.
He did good.
Yeah, but the thing about it, he's probably sinking quite a bit into them. And to get 65 out, he's probably turning anywhere from 10 to 11,000 on it.
Probably.
What would you say, Boo?
Okay, I don't know the question.
Okay, the guy is Scott's friend has got the Honda 196. He's getting 65 horses out of it.
Oh wow!
So how much do you think he's got invested in that engine, and how many RPMs is he turning?
Well, he's got a buttload of money put into it, and he's turning 8 and 9 grand, and it's holding together. It's got good parts in it. But I used to build the 5-horse Briggs up, the ones with the bearings on the ends, okay, on the magneto side and the sump side. I used to build those up to 30 and 35 horses. And that was about their limit, I want to say. Now, maybe some short bursts, of, like some power to pass somebody up. But if you're constantly running 8,500, 9 grand on that Honda, Hondas are tough now. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, Lisa.
Tough little animals like that Ghost engine. That's gonna come out. That's gonna come out swinging.
Oh, yeah.
As a tough engine. Put it this way, they got more R&D in that Ghost,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
than regular.
But he's like Scott was just saying, he can build 24 horsepower for 1,200 and 65 for 2,700.
Special billet heads, not a 450 a piece.
Yep.
I gotta have something that's gonna handle that compression. Bolts, head bolts too. They got to be certain kind.
Yep. Now, special billet heads. Well, I know billet heads going to be a lot better, but also the fact is, I know I can go up here to Go Power Sports, and I think for about 300, I can go through them and get a stage 4 head, and that's with 32 intake and 27 on the exhaust.
What he's talking about is better quality than what Go Power Sports got. This is an individual that's making these heads more than likely, and is in a machine shop, and he does racing, building racing parts for a living. Probably got a name out there that's very famous.
Oh yeah.
So,
but
I never seen one dude. I never seen no output of that high horsepower on a Honda. I've seen 30, 35, but
yeah. Now I do know that
has it been on a dyno or what? Is there paperwork on that?
Now Cars and Cameras. Now they did a I believe a dyno test on that 670 V twin Predator, and I think they were getting about 65, 70 horses out of it. But that was out of a V twin, and we're talking 670, cc's.
Yeah.
All right, so he's getting, the heads are all CNC machines. Yeah, that I can understand. Being billet, yeah. I mean, being a billet head, yeah, you're taking a chunk of aluminum and you're machining it for that, that way. Yeah.
I'm doing that on a $25,000 computer system. Yeah. It's going to be accurate.
All right, well, y'all take over, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go get food and coffee.
All right.
Y'all take over. Y'all keep talking about tools. I just had to change out one of my tools. That tool
Oh, hook.
or that tool.
What's up, Money Maniacs? How you doing, Cuppy?
I'm good one.
You
Thank
across
you.
the pond too, or are you in the US?
Yeah, I'm across the pond with a hillbilly accent. I'm good like that.
Okay.
No, I'm South Carolina.
Oh, okay. The few words I heard you speak, it sounded almost like across the pond, like Miss Lorna, but
Yeah, that was probably whenever Lorna was up here, because most of the time since you've been up here, I just been kind of, well, I went to smoke a cigarette, was listening, and I'm going, That's why I told that's why Mater was teasing me, because I was like, is it time yet? Where's Mater? Where's Mater? Where's Mater? I'm ready to, where's Mater? Because I mean, yeah, I love to crochet, but I love learning. I don't care what it's about, as long as it's not something ridiculous that, I love learning. And that's why I'm like, yeah, where's my, and I love the vibe that's always here. Calm, cool, chill. Unlike, the crochet world. Yeah. It's just calm, cool, chill. And I love it.
what's up, Mater? I mean, Money Maniacs. Got Mater on my mind. He must have the speakers off. He's having a serious conversation with somebody, that's for sure.
Oh. Ooh, that evil eye, he's looking over there and giving. Like, I done told you, fella, don't make me make a tool that I can throw and it'll go through you and your friend standing behind you. No, look at him, he's like, wait a minute, what y'all?
What's up, Money Maniacs?
How you doing?
No,
Sorry, dealing with
doing
a.
good.
See, it's still out in here.
Dealing with what? What?
Ugh. No, not doing too much. Just getting ready for the gun show coming up this weekend, which is. Let me turn my.
That one, is that the one in Laughlin, right next to you?
No, that's a microscope. No, that's the one I'm. Yeah, there we go. It's right. Let's see. There's my window. See where all those trees are right there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's on the Bullhead side. That's our river. Of course, you see the big tall building. That's Laughlin over there.
Yeah.
And there's a little bitty building right before the trees on this side.
Okay, so it's in Bullhead City, not Laughlin.
Yep, that's where the gun show is. So I'm just right down the road from the gun show.
Ooh.
So
I worked here, got a long drive.
that's very true.
I wouldn't mind being able to go to a gun show. There's still some I wouldn't mind finding.
My husband and I went looking at some a few weeks ago, and we're like, both of us, I want that. Oh, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that.
I do that all the time. These guys
Mm-hmm.
go in there with those, and they're like, "How much silver for one of these rifles?" And I'm like, "Boy, do I want one." And look,
Yeah,
the gun guys will come to me like, "Hey, how much silver would you trade me for this AR?" And I'm like,
Well, it depends upon which kind of AR.
"Well, I mean, they've got so many different types. They can,
Oh yeah.
there's guys that do nothing but sell just the, upgrades to it. The butt stocks, the extra scopes, the muzzles, the
Oh yeah.
barrels.
I know, but what I'm saying is, when it comes to like an AR, it depends upon the manufacturer.
Oh yeah, I
Because
know.
you've got some out there. There's nothing wrong with them, but you're talking about a $350, $400 rifle. Now, the one that I've got, it's about 800, but that's because it's also Smith and Wesson.
Well, honestly, the AR I'm looking for is just for out here to go target practicing. Nothing biggie. I'm looking for a decent AR-22. So just to
Or flick around.
ammo sheep linking around. That's about it. No.
Bear Creek Arsenal has the uppers for the AR-22s,
Mm-hmm.
the Magnums, 22 Magnum, and all you got to
Hey,
do is
Tommy.
you can get all the parts from Bear Creek Arsenal you want for that, and
Uh-oh.
you got yourself a gun that you built that you put together. And there's no special tools required, nothing like that. Just snap and fit, screw, stuff like that.
Yeah. Tommy said he wanted to see what dinner was, so I gave him a shot of mine.
Yeah, this is one item I don't think is going to last too long at the show this weekend. Is that right there?
Ooh.
Nope, that'll be gone within about 2 to 3 hours.
Because the flag itself area is the flag and the bar. That's 2 4-ounces. Then you got a silver eagle. So this whole thing is 3 ounces.
Well,
Hey, Briggs.
I'm sure that'll be.
What's up, Briggs?
Fun.
I'd be very surprised if I still had it on Sunday. So
I'd be
Who
surprised
ordered this white crap out here?
at close.
I did, but it missed by a country
Birthday.
mile.
just like
Yeah, I ordered it, Briggs, but it missed by a country mile.
Mater. Yeah, I'll show you.
I ordered for Texas.
Oops, directions got missed.
Bella, that's enough.
If you're going to bring up something from the Royal Mint, I don't want to see it.
And no, I would not bring anything up from Queen's Beast.
I'm saying anything
We're
from
in
the Royal
trouble.
Mint.
Well, this ain't from the Royal. This is from the Canadian Mint. But
Well, I can handle that. As long as it ain't no shiny beaver.
no, it's a shiny maple.
Hang on.
Yeah, because I seen Cuppy perk up. Ooh. There
Yeah,
it is.
I do, because here lately, with one around, she's like, look at it, and I went to one of the first things and then I didn't get any more notice.
Oh, is that bicolored? Or bimetal?
No, it's got looks like some enamel overlay on it.
That's poppies on the maple leaf or whatever that is behind there. It's poppies.
It's maple leaf, yeah. They put just enough color in it just to, I think, make it look nice. But that one came back. That one came back at 69.
Okay.
Now is that a enamel they put on there?
No.
What is it?
It was actually not airbrush, but something of that nature. That's something the Mint does. Forgot, but something like that. This one here is probably my favorite out of the three. This one here. This one came back at 70.
Lift it up. Ooh, that is nice.
And the reason I like it is because I'm a sucker for stuff with ships on it.
Yeah.
And then the other one
Laura, if you want to come back up, come on.
is the
Come
city.
on, you did. You created them. Lorna, your fault. You creating a monster over here. I had no
Yeah.
idea. I was like, I didn't know anything about coins until Lorna came along, and now I'm going, ooh.
And then this one here is Toronto, beneath the shining skies. And these three are a set. Now, before they were graded, I was selling the set for $300. We won't talk about the price now.
Right, since they're graded.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah, because we still owe you like what, $150?
Yeah. 160. I got it written down. 150, 160.
Okay.
I think it's 160. And then this here was another set that I did that came back from NGC. And I'm starting to like NGC a lot more than PCGS. And this one here came back. This is the reverse proof.
Well, I can sell Liberty.
It's a Silver Eagle.
Mm.
This one here came back perfect. Oh, it's too much light. And this one came back a 69 proof Ultra. And then those three are a set. So yeah, I sent two sets in, and for some reason they put them all in different. I was trying to get these in one big capsule because they do that. And unfortunately, they send them back in three. So I'm like, really, guys? That's okay. But that's okay. But yeah, those are the latest things I just got back in from NGC. You know my PCGS stuff, Mater?
Yeah.
The same time I sent yours in. Mine is still in encapsulation.
You're kidding.
Nope, still there.
Wow.
Still in encapsulation.
And
five of them, and the thing is, 5 of them are the Libertads. That was a proof Libertad set that I wanted them all in one big slab. And they said that they don't do that. I said, okay, so let's just not grade those. So they're only grading 3 coins now for me. And I still haven't got them back. My PCGS membership expires at the end of next month. And PCGS has already got a hold of me going, sir, would you like to renew your membership? And I'm like, no. They're like, can we ask why?
No, and here's the reasons why.
Oh, I gave them the whole list of reasons why. I said, because you guys said that you guys just hired a whole bunch of new staff. Well, if you look at my last submission that came from the Royal Mint, you got the grades all over the place. So I don't know whether to resubmit these or not, which I can't afford. I said, 2, I said, I don't think you guys are training very well. And 3, and the most important one, hang on, the most important one is I've had stuff in with you guys since December. It is now going on May, and I have still not got my stuff back. So no, I will not be redoing my membership with you.
I need him to take you
solo. I see that William is in the basement.
And kick me out.
Well,
he can kick me out. I can always come back later when there's not as many people on the panel. I live with him. Trust me, he's not in that much trouble.
I don't know, Christy. You better Walter. He might say he ain't gonna give you a whooping tonight either.
What's up, William?
What's up, William?
Hey there, morning. On me, later. Everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, right now, since I changed everything on StreamYard, I went from the where I was paying for it to where I get it for free now. I'm limited on only 6 people at a time up on panel.
Mm.
So yep, I had to kick Crystal to the side.
I'm
You ain't
sorry.
getting
I thought
whooping.
you were ignorant.
Now this person right here might be getting kicked to the side too.
But
Fun,
Wow.
fun.
I'll just stick. I ain't no sticking. I'll just tell Crystal to not whoop you. Okay? How about that? How about them apples? Or even worse,
Damn.
don't give him a plate. Make him fix his own
Sounds
plate.
kinky to me.
hmm
It is every now and then.
Make your own coffee.
Hey,
How about them apples? Make it even worse.
did you get that? Did you get that bar joke I gave you, Maynard?
Yeah.
I thought you'd like that one.
Oh yeah, I like that one. I still like the one. Use both hands.
Where the Bella? Where the Bella?
No, the one I sent you about the robot bartender was I think I like that better.
Yeah.
So that's good, lady. You better watch it. You got all kinds of crazy people up in here now.
Hi,
You got the
Shelly.
mothers, the aunties, and the grandmothers, and the makeup people, and a whole bunch of hookers on top of it. So I mean,
Nah.
and these girls are going hook, yeah,
Well,
crochet, hook,
hey,
hookers.
hey,
I'm
Agent knows.
telling
He knows all about women that hook. Just he's got one that does it.
you,
Yeah.
there you go. We having a handy hooker around is interesting.
Oh yeah. She's been doing it since she was very little, and she can just look at something and make it. She don't
Yep.
need a pattern,
Yeah.
but she knows how to read a pattern. She knows all that Chinese language in them books.
Man, I wish I was good enough to look at something to make it. I ain't there yet.
Yep.
It's all numbers and letters, in them pattern books. It's like code, which it is a code. SR, straight run, 32, TA, which I think is turn around, and man, it's couillon.
I think that's knitting.
No, that's crochet pattern books.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
up, fish?
I was just making stuff up, but
Oh,
I know one of them.
yeah.
I think one of them I got right, like T8 turn around or something like that. There's a code like for go back on itself, turn around,
Yeah.
run back, do the same, turn
Yeah.
around, go back. And then it tells you how many rows to
hmm
do of that. Then you got to change a stitch on this, like if you're adding a sleeve,
Oh
you got
my
to
God.
change your stitch and direction. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's one thing I have found out that I'll get there one day. But making anything with sleeves, man, I've tried and tried and tried. Every time I make sleeves, they come out absolutely perfect until the person tries them on. And this is where the sleeve is supposed to go, and it ends up like a foot away. I can't get it on camera. It's like a foot or two way off. Like they're
Yeah.
all gonna be like way up here, and you got that much sleeve. So I'm just like, oh, just roll it up, and then they roll it up, and it'll be like that thick of a cuff, and it's like, man, some things, I can't
I,
do.
I had a good one today. I had to go to jury duty down there, and they picked and I sat there till about noon before they let me go. I still gotta go back down on tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on how much snow we get. But I listened to this one court case, and the guy pled guilty to it. No problem. He admitted doing it. His landlord kicked him out because he didn't pay rent for 18 months.
Oh,
Now that ain't the problem. He did not damage the apartment per se. But what he did to the apartment building would cost more than what he owed him at back rent for 18 months.
oh. What'd he do?
Take a guess. No, now I'll give you a hint. No physical damage, no garbage, no holes in the wall, no scuffed floor.
Cooking.
He what?
Cooking.
Nope.
Oh.
Well, making crystal meth and all them chemicals
No.
in the wall paint.
No. You could walk in that apartment and move right in, except for one problem.
What's that?
He found a apartment building that was full of cockroaches and captured about 100 of them and released them in the building.
Oh. And
Yeah,
Fish,
that movie scene was on Pacific Heights with Michael Keaton.
But Fish, right now I'm at 290. So I got.
Could you imagine that?
I got ways to go before hitting 500.
That did more damage than anything else he could have done. The judge said, and the guy that owned the building said, I wish he did. He said just what you said about crystal meth. He said, I'd rather him have cooked crystal meth in there. That would be easier to get rid of the smell. I'd rather him if he smoked pot in there. That would have been easier to get rid of than roaches. He infected the entire building, 20 apartments.
Mm.
Wait a minute. You said you went for jury duty, wasn't you? Wasn't they picking the members of the jury?
They were picking, but before they picked, that was the guy that was there. That was the one that was just in case some guy came in, why they were picking.
What's up, Pat?
Yeah, we never saw no court cases when we went up for jury duty. They were just picking us for a future court case, just one. A major one.
Oh yeah. No. You had to report, and before they you had to listen to these damn stupid court cases before they picked the actual jury for the jury trial for the city.
I never heard of that crap before.
Hey, Cajun, this is New York. We do everything backwards. But seriously, could you imagine being that landlord having a house full, a 20-unit apartment building infested with roaches?
Damn.
You know what the bad part was? Huh?
It's time to get out the roach motels.
You know what the bad part is? That was the guy's got to take him to civil court. That was just the eviction note thing.
I'm gonna get this mosquito yet. Damn thing, keep wanting to fly around, keep wanting to get dinner from me. Man, you start eating me some Tabasco. That way, when it comes in, gets some blood and everything flies off and explodes like in that commercial.
Yeah, there you go.
That was still a funny commercial. I don't care who you are.
Yes, it was. That was Tabasco did that for one of the Super Bowls one year.
Yep.
A 5-second or 6-second commercial. I'd like to have the money right now.
No, it was longer than that.
It was the Super Bowl one.
Right. It was about 30.
Shorter.
It was about a 30-second commercial.
Oh no, that would have been $20 million. It wasn't a 30-second commercial. No, it was probably about 10 seconds.
It was longer than that.
Huh?
So it was longer than that.
Tabasco paid $20 million then, because anything over 15 seconds is it's ungodly the amount of money you got to pay for one commercial.
You are not kidding. I mean, look, how much does it cost for a Super Bowl ticket just to get in for a nosebleed?
A lot.
Okay. You know how much tickets were for the first Super Bowl?
Oh, I have no idea.
$12.
Uh-huh. That was a lot of money back then.
$12 for the first Super Bowl in what, 66?
Oh, yeah.
To me, that wasn't really a lot of money, even back then.
Hell, my father used to make $200 a week back in the old days, so to speak. He made $200 a week in the summertime back when he was in high school at the amusement park. But like you said, that was a lot of money back then.
Well, for me, back in '85, I was getting $4.99 an hour, and my take-home pay for the week for 40 hours was about $165. And the one good thing about it, gas was 79 a gallon. Yeah, 79 cents a gallon for regular unleaded.
Oh, when I graduated high school, before I graduated high school, I was working at the local grocery store, and I worked at that store from the time I was 15 until I was almost 30. I mean, I worked two jobs, but I stayed there till I was almost 30 years old. And you won't. And when working part time, I worked 8 to close every night, 8 to midnight, Sunday through Sunday through Thursday. I didn't have Friday, Saturday off. 4 nights, 4 hours a night, and I got paid 15 an hour. I mean, not 50 an hour. Excuse me, $5.15 an hour, which I thought was a lot of money back then.
Yep.
Not anymore, it ain't.
Oh, hell no. I mean, you can't even, because, hell, I remember back in high school, minimum wage, I think was what, $2.79 an hour?
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, if you got if you're doing minimum wage, back then, I mean, hell, back in the 80s, $5 an hour. If you had a job at $5 an hour, you were sitting on top of the world.
Yeah, especially like say in 1980, 81. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back then, minimum wage was
well, figure it
$3,
out.
a little over $3, or not quite $3.
Well, you might as well say, $4. So they took $1.15 out. You might as well say for taxes, give or take, right? So I made $4 an hour.
Right.
You think about it, about $200 a week. That was good money. That was a good paycheck.
Yeah.
That was just working 20 hours a week.
I mean, for me, like I said, I was working for Montgomery Ward's as a beeline mechanic, basically doing oil changes, shocks, alternators, starters, cruise control, stuff like that. Hell, like I said, I was making $4.99 an hour, and I was driving at that time. I had a '64 Chevy 3/4 ton pickup, 327 grainy 4-speed, manual steering, manual brakes, manual windows, no heat, no AC, and like I said, regular unleaded was 79 cents a gallon. And I could walk in and buy a pack of cigarettes for 65 cents, and that was a pack of Marlboros, tax and everything.
I remember when Marlboros was 65 cents.
Yep. Thank you, Bryce. I'm working on getting everything cleaned out. I mean, if you watch the other videos I had from last week, I finally got toolbox and everything all moved. But what I'm hoping for is, since I've got that done, I've got more work over there I got to get done. Got some shelving I got to get put up, get some things, whole bunch of stuff cleaned out of there still. Different shelving put up. Um, what I'm hoping to do is actually get this little table I got with the computer and everything on it moved over there.
You know, it's yeah, it's funny. I worked. That was my part-time job, and then um I mowed about 27 lawns a week at $45 a pop. Then I had my apartment building, naturally, the first one I bought, and I mean, I literally that was my job, working on the apartment and working at the store, and I worked there part time, and the rest of the time, except for Friday and Saturday, I was working. Spending the money on fixing up each apartment at a time, one apartment at a time. You know.
Yep.
But oh yeah, I told people I made too much money.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, I mean that right now, yeah, I'm making a lot more money than that. But then, of course, look at how much everything is costing. And
Oh yeah. Well, here you go. How much was your rent for your first apartment? I'm sure you had one at least.
first apartment, God, you're gonna really make me strain brain cells tonight, aren't you? I'm thinking it was somewhere around 450.
My first apartment. I if it was daylight, I could show it to you. You would love my first apartment, guarantee you. My first apartment was on the third floor of a Victorian mansion. I might drive by it on the way home. I had to bring my truck downtown because I didn't want to take it to the house because 10 inches of snow and I live on a slight incline. Yeah, I don't want to try to dig a truck out, but it was on the third floor of a Victorian mansion. It was in the attic, right?
Right.
And it was a studio, but it was huge. It was just picture one of those old Victorians, you know. It was all one vaulted ceiling, you know, and there was literally a deck, a balcony overlooking the river. I mean, big enough for 2 lawn chairs, you know, like 2 folding chairs, and a table. The worst part about that apartment was walking up 3 flights of stairs to get to it.
That I can understand.
But you walk in, and it had a kitchenette in the corner, a fold-out bed from the wall. You know, the old I can't remember what kind of bed they call that. That folds down from the wall.
A hideaway.
Hideaway, yep. But it had a bar counter like coming off the wall. That was your kitchen. There was a sink, a stove, refrigerator, a long counter with a breakfast bar, and you had your bathroom. And the whole outside of the wall, every wall in that apartment was bookshelves.
Huh.
And I had tons of books and not DVDs, VCR tapes, cassette tapes, you know. It was awesome. Here's a coupon, our nice thing.
Hey, Adam, I got the link up there. Come on up. I got a question for you.
Hey, Adam.
But the thing I liked about it is that I had to pay the electric, but the heat was included, and it was hot water heat. And the thermostat was owned by, but the landlord lived on the first floor. A 75-year-old woman who was always cold. So I never was cold. But cast iron, 2 cast iron radiators in that thing. Great. It was just awesome. But that was the only bad part. Guess how much my rent was?
$275
$75 a month.
Damn.
because no one wanted to climb those third floor. No, they had the apartment was great, but no one wanted to climb the apartment. And believe me, when you bust your butt all day and you're tired, or the worst, that was the worst part, climbing those stairs. You know, I mean, you were just like,
Oh, yeah.
man, I mean, and the one I remember one time I caught the flu.
Oh,
I went to the doctor, and I am not going to tell you how long it took me to get those stairs. I dare say it took me 45 minutes to climb those stairs. I mean, it was just like, you know,
right. Well, I know
something normally that was
last
just a
year,
rough day.
right. Well, I know last year, was it last year or year before, had a person that was donating some furniture. So I went over to help go get it all, bring it downstairs. And mind you, it was on the second floor of an apartment, okay? And this lady was moving out. She was actually moving out to a smaller one that was more affordable. You won't
Oh,
now,
I can
mind you,
believe
this
that.
now, mind you, this is over in Waxahachie. Okay, Waxahachie's county seat. Okay,
Yep.
I think it's about 40,000 people.
Yep.
You would not believe how much her rent was for a 2-bedroom apartment on the second floor. And we're
What
talking,
year?
this is maybe a couple years ago.
Oh, a couple years ago, probably 900 a month.
Keep going.
Higher?
Higher.
17?
It was about $1,800 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment.
That apartment I had was back when I was 17 years old, and my father tried to stop me from moving out. He actually tried getting a court order trying to stop me to move out, and the judge said, "You can't. He's considered an adult. Yeah. Technically, you're responsible for him, but you can't. You're telling me I can't make him stay? Nope." Yep. But I stayed there. I stayed in that apartment I was in that apartment for 10 years. I actually didn't want to move out. I had to move back home to help take care of my niece and my father. That's when he started to get that's just before he retired. He had a stroke, so I had to go home and help take care of my old man. I hated get rid of that apartment. That same apartment though is over $1,000 a month now. I mean, that's just to give you an idea how much rent has gone up since 87, 88.
There's got to be someone around you, that might be able to help you out on that. I'm trying to remember where you live. I know you mentioned it, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
He's in New York.
New York? Hell, maybe Briggs will go over and help him.
What's that?
Help Bryce with his Evinrude.
Whatever that is. Oh, boat motor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now here you go, Mayor. Here's the apartment building. Now, and you this house is still here, believe it or not. Where is it here? And what's funny is the landlady didn't drive. The only one that drove was the one woman, and it's a 3-unit building. So I got 2 car bays to myself.
Wow.
And okay, so there's the garage. Okay, you see how it's got 3 bays?
Right.
The woman that put that 1 bay in were the overhead door. Those are the 2 old-fashioned doors, right?
Right.
I had those two garage bays for $75 a month. There's the friggin' house.
Wow.
And I could show you my balcony, and you would see why it was such an awesome apartment. Can you see that porch up there on this way top? I know it's hard to see. With the porch overlooking it, where the lights are.
No, but I know what a widow's walk looks like, and that's what it is.
It ain't a widow's walk. It is not a widow's walk. It's on the side of the house. It's on the side of the house. If it was daylight,
it's still that type of
balcony.
No.
No.
In the old days, they called them Widow's Walk on the
No,
shore.
no, that ain't a widow's walk. A widow's walk is an Italianate house like that with a square tower in the center. That's just a side porch. But next time it's light out, when it starts getting lighter, I'll have to come by and show you that. It's on the third floor in that attic. But it was an awesome apartment. $75 a month, and I got 2 bays out of that garage. We're talking 80, 85. I was 85, 86.
Yeah.
I was still in high school.
Bryce, the only thing I can say on something like that is, I'm sorry you had a bad deal with Tarek. I mean, I don't know the person. I know the name. Never watched any of the videos or anything like that. But, I'm sorry, you had a bad experience with them. The only thing I would say on something like that is go on eBay. That's where I find a lot of stuff.
Where in New York is he?
He's somewhere up in New York. I don't remember where.
Oh, we got upstate, got the southern tier, you got the northern tier.
Bryce, you don't want a 5-blade or a 4-blade prop. You want a standard 3-blade prop. Go to an Evinrude dealer or a boat shop. Tell them what you got, what kind of boat you got. They're going to match your prop up to your engine and your boat. It makes a difference on what boat you have your engine on. It makes a difference in the prop.
Yeah, most of them, 90% of them around here are 3 or 4 blade, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Well, get you a 3-blade. Don't want a 2-blade.
Yeah.
We talked about that months ago.
He's saying he's upstate New York.
Well, there's still the southern tier, the northern tier. Give me a town you're near. I don't care. You don't have to tell me the exact town. I mean, we got Binghamton, we got Corning.
Yeah, because Briggs is up there in New York.
I mean, Christ, if you gave me a general area, I could probably tell you where to go.
Yep.
Montour Falls, Watkins Glen. Upstate's a big area. That don't tell me jack squat. No shit, Sherlock. Don't mind me. Every time I walk in the store, it says front door open, so I say no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, Mark said he's downstate New York.
I've caught bigger catfish than bigger offshore fish. I've caught 90-pound, 100-pound catfish. I caught a 65-pound grouper one time, but I was on a snapper boat, commercial fishing boat. But freshwater's been catfish, about 95 pounds. I forgot the exact weight of it.
I don't know. Now, I don't know the weight, but one guy was telling me years ago that someone had caught a almost 6-foot catfish. Now, I have no idea what the thing was weighing, but they said it was almost 6 foot in length.
That's a big catfish.
And that was out at the lake, out over by the dam.
They get them that big down in up here. I say down here, up from me,
right.
In the Morganza, and the locks where the Mississippi River. When the Mississippi gets high, they divert a certain percentage of the water.
Yep.
In the Morganza spillway, which is part of the Chapala Basin. Yep. And
all right, sweetie.
They that takes some of the water out of the Mississippi.
What's up, girl?
So down river it doesn't flood, It won't go over the banks, and because once that water goes over that bank, that's it. It's going to erode, and you're going to have a gap, and you're going to have a major flood in that area.
So right now, I know our lake is up some. Reason I know is because Saturday, because this morning Crystal took the truck over to the body shop to finally get started on getting all them repairs done. But Saturday, it was the first and third Saturday of the month. We have at the garbage dump. Show up with a truckload of garbage. Show them the driver's license and water bill. You can take a truckload for free. Okay. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying $75 to $100 to take a truckload out there and dump it. So, anyways, I had the truck and everything, and I got back to the house after unloading, and I loaded up with a bunch of scrap metal. And I know Adam's gonna be upset, but them drawers that my dad had that was sitting right here, uh, 5 of them got taken out for scrap metal. But anyways, 480 pounds of tin, $48.
Penny a pound, huh?
Yep.
More.
Because it was like
480.
about 10 cents a pound.
480 pounds.
Yeah.
Was $48.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, a dime a pound.
Bryce, I haven't gotten. You're talking about the Ghost Predator 212. I haven't gotten one, and right now, after everything I've been seeing, I don't even know if I want to get one because it's $300 for the engine, and then you got to spend another $150 on the accessory kit, which has your exhaust, your pulse pump, and a few other things to go with it. So you're looking at get the engine, and then you got to get the accessory kit. That's $450 plus tax. So you're going to be looking, well over $500. And I'm going, for that kind of money, man, you go, from what I've seen, you just go get you a regular Predator 212. You can build it up cheaper than that. Cajun probably could. Could you?
I don't know.
I mean, right now, today was the last day that Harbor Freight was having that Predator on sale for $120.
Oh, okay. Yeah, boy, Harbor Freight, they got rid of the coupons, and then people were complaining and all. And here in the last, 3 months or something like that, man, they've been sending coupons left and right.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, Bryce, you got to consider the fact that Jeff his main person that he deals with is out right now. So he's having to deal with one of the lower people that probably doesn't have all the info, unfortunately. So by the time he was able to, start asking higher up, or he knew more about it than what the person was that Jeff was talking to. But from the videos, like I said, I saw one video. This one guy, he tore the engine apart, and it was basically like I said, a regular stock Predator 212 block. They just didn't have the holes drilled out for the governor or the low oil sensor. That was it. And it's got a Hemi head on it, and it had the a Mikuni, I think 22 millimeter carburetor. And you can pick up one of those Mikunis for, I think, $40-50, or at least one of the Chinese knockoffs. But yeah, from what I've seen on it, from the different videos that I've seen out there on YouTube already, it ain't what. It was more hype than anything else, and they got. It's probably a good engine, but like I said, for what you're going to be spending on it, You can probably, like I said, you go get a regular, Predator 212 and build it up better. What's up, Randy?
Hey, Randy. Well, mate, I'm gonna run. I'm not feeling that spiffy, so I'm gonna go lay down for a little while. I'm gonna leave the YouTube part running though, and
All right.
we can get your watch time like that. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
everybody, I'm out. See y'all later.
All right, go take your nap. But yeah, that was, actually, like this 224 that I've got, I can actually get that thing built up better. Hey, Renegade, by the way, you feeling any better? Hopefully you're feeling better. Hey, the link's up there if you want to pop in here. I got plenty of room now. I don't know where Briggs is at. But yeah, to me, like I said, that Ghost engine, that was more talk and this, that, and the other. And from what I'm seeing, like I said, from the videos I've seen, it ain't all what it's cracked up to be. No, I can't really, I mean, from what y'all see right now, that's about it. I mean, y'all seen the table over here, which I've got a bunch of stuff on. Of course, I've got the that drill press that was given to me. I've got that up there. There's one, there's my two tables now. Got the little uh, deal for holding the cobalt stuff. That's good. Um, like I said, I moved the top toolbox and everything. Got that moved around to the other side. Actually, basically where that drill press and everything is, just on the other side of that wall is where the toolbox and everything is. But I'm getting things moved around. But I mean, basically everything on this side, I still gotta get that all cleaned out. Bryce, believe it or not, the most used tool that's in the shop, right here. This is the most important tool you gotta have. You gotta have the brains to be able to do anything. I don't care. You can have 100,000, in tools, but if you ain't got the brains on how to use them, they ain't gonna be able to do a damn bit of good for you. I mean, I've got, this is a Pittsburgh, flex head, ratchet. This is a 1/2 inch. I do have the metric also. I just got to using these, but when I'm going to be using them again, I don't know. Yeah, Renegade, I got lucky that this drill press here I got for free. Nah, I've got maybe 1,500 and everything, but yeah, because I mean, what was it? About 412. No, take that back. Just in toolboxes alone, I've got probably close to 2,000. Just in the top, bottom, the end locker, and side cabinet. Yeah, it's about 2 grand just in toolboxes alone. Tools themselves, so grand total, it might be around 3, but it's things that I've paid out over time and been buying them for a while. And of course, getting them on sale. I mean, um, to me, I mean, okay, I think I got this set here for like $10. So I spent $20 on the standard and the metric. Um, as far as the battery operated ones, no, I've got more than that. I probably got another 1,000 in all of them. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, with everything, it'd be about maybe 3,500 total, but that's about it. Now, Randy, one thing I did do was on this fan over here. This is it's a Honeywell, and I did have to do some work on it. Um, it's one I keep by the bed and everything. Um, and no, Bryce, hey, I know I worked for Pet Boys. I had a guy. He came in and he had over 10,000 in tools, and mind you, that was back in the 90s. Yep, that's true. Yep. See, and Raging, he's got work from 6 to 7. So yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, it can add up. I mean, your toolbox is what's going to be costing the most. I mean, like that bottom box I just got to getting. That was um what, $865 just for that alone. That top box was just under four. So between the top and bottom, you're still talking over $1,200. Then and I forget how much it was I paid for the side cabinet and side locker. Um, yep. See, Renegade, he's got over 60,000, but he probably, you probably do a lot, you know, with all yours. Uh-oh, I hear trouble. Yep. And no, it's not Crystal. But I mean, the more you do automotive work or any kind of work, it doesn't matter. Um, you gotta have the tools, and of course, I know, of course, screwdrivers are gonna be most common. Ratchets, sockets, wrenches, stuff like that. Gotta have some good hammers. I mean, it just depends upon um, what all you're wanting to do. Ah, but Randy, what I was gonna say is on this Honeywell, it was making a noise and everything. I can believe that, Daryl. Um, so I brought it out yesterday to the shop, and I just took it apart, and it's a brushless motor. All it was on each end had a brass little bushing where the armature and everything went through. Just dried out. I got in there and cleaned it, put some 3-in-1 oil on it, put it all back together. Works fine. That's all I've had to do on mine. Yep, that's true. I I agree, Renegade. Um, I know when I was working for Pet Boys, um, I went on the Snap-on truck one time, and he had a tool. I kid you not, it was about this long, um, and it was probably about that big around. Had a big old socket on the end of it, and I asked him, says, "What was that for?" And it was to change out the inner tie rod, I think, on a Ford Taurus. And what really got me was $150 just for that one tool. And yeah, I mean, it was, but you had to have that tool if you were working on that specific car. That was another reason why I got out of doing automotive work, is because it was getting to be so expensive where I'm have to spend all this money on tools just to work on the cars. And like I said, how often would I ever have that particular car come in with that particular problem in order to justify the purchase of that tool? Yep. And Renegade, how often do you have to use that? I mean, because it's specific for one particular vehicle, and how often do you, have that particular vehicle come in for that particular problem? Probably not that often.
Yeah, I'm back. That was fun.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I ran into my nephew that I haven't seen in 10 years. The idiot. I asked him if he got his kid back. Him and his ex girlfriend have been fighting over custody of his son, and the judge wants him to stop smoking marijuana, which he says, but it's legal. But you know something? When you fight for custody, you got to stop doing that stuff.
Yep.
And he said,
if the judge is telling you to stop, your ass better be stopping.
He wants to take a drug test every week for 3 months, and then he can have his kid. You know something? He said, well, I'll make him. My son's tough. He understands, and he can't get visitation. I just roll my eyes and said, you're being an idiot.
Good grief. I mean, that's stupid.
I mean, he says his mother is a you know what? And I'm like, he's 32 years old. My son could choose when he's 12 years old where he wants to live with. I said, he could say he wants to live with you when he's 12 years old, but if you're still smoking pot and doing all your other stupid stuff, the judge could still refuse him to go there.
Randy, no, my parents, they had a Jeep. I don't remember what kind it was, but it had a 6-cylinder in it. V6.
Back when Jeep was still Jeep.
Yeah. But, I mean, someone needs to kick that guy in the you-know-where, because his brains have all gone to his pants.
Who's that? My nephew?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's sitting there telling me, what he said, you did some crazy stuff in your yard. Yeah, but I wouldn't sit there and tell a judge he's an idiot and a fool like you do.
No, that's the wrong kind of attitude to have towards a judge.
Yeah, but his ex-girlfriend says he's got an anger problem in that, and then he'll go to the judge and cuss him out, saying because he knows he's doing. He might be right, because some of those judges are, you know what I mean.
Right.
But I mean,
you still don't do that to a judge. I don't care.
Or a cop.
Yeah.
You don't sit there and call a cop a piggly wiggly and expect him to just say, oh, what? That headlight is out? Oh, $40 ticket. I don't know what, in state surcharge, $80.
Yep.
And people don't understand that part, Yep. I mean, sometimes you gotta kiss ass. I told him that. And he said, I won't do that. I will be stubborn. I said, you're hurting your son because now he ain't got his father around, and his stepfather is acting like the father. How's that make you feel? And he asked me and then he goes, he said, are you on drugs or something? Because he says that's crazy talk. You're telling me I'm on drugs. You're standing there stoned and driving a car. I said, I drive semi. I don't do drugs.
Yep.
I said, he's just a dumb kid, I got a job. I work for a living. Okay. to me.
It's ridiculous. I don't see how someone like that can even survive.
Function.
That too. That's actually putting it nice.
Well, you know, Maynard, you know, I like when you were younger in your teens and that. I'm sure you did some dumbass things as a youngster, right or
Who
wrong.
hadn't? Who hadn't?
Exactly.
I'm not. I mean, I'm
But
not gonna lie. I mean, everybody has when they were young. Everybody's done some stupid stuff. I don't care who you are.
you know what the worst thing I ever did as far as like, I damaged property by accident. What? Being a kid. And like throwing snowballs at cars. You didn't have snow, so you didn't know the joy of throwing snowballs.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if you lived in an area like me, there would have been a few snowballs tossed around here and there.
Well,
And
I
you
mean,
probably would
we
have.
do get snow here every now and then, enough to do something like that. But it's
Okay.
very very few and far in between.
Okay. There you go. But let me ask you something. If you were 12, 13 years old, would you, and when you were 12, 13 years old and you got a foot of snow or something, right? Would I'm sure you would have thrown a snowball or two
Oh
at
hell
a car.
yeah! I've
Okay.
been out there with everybody, all my other friends, probably doing that.
Okay. And then you get caught, and then you get your tailbone, your funny bone, dusted off by your old man back in the day, or your mother, or both,
Yeah.
or all three if you did it during like when you're at school, like haha.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, because you're gonna laugh, me and my brother were throwing snowballs at cars. I hit an undercover sheriff car.
Oh.
And he got out of that car, and here comes this cop in full uniform. Whoops. Talk about run. I ran so fast, man. I'm like gone. And my brother, he's like, who is that? Oh, it's a friend of mine. Oh yeah, I think it was your brother. And he, cop kind of like, yeah, but my cop kind of made him say, yep, that's my brother, blah, blah, blah. I ran through backyards, over people's porches, across roofs of their garage roof, you know what I mean? Made it home, and we had a ladder at the back of the house I've mentioned before. I went up the back ladder of the house and crawled in my bedroom, got my pajamas, and the cop came in, knocked at the door, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, asked where I was. I don't know what you're talking about, officer. I've been here the whole time. It's snow day. We're just inside enjoying the weather. I mean, and enjoying the cold, snuggling in bed. Yeah. The only reason why I chased me, not that I hit the car, it's because I threw one was a hunk of ice and went through the windshield of that car.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a bad kid. But let's just put it this way. My father never got a bill for that windshield. Never even was arrested. Never got a court appearance. But I will tell you this. I'm going to swear a little bit. My ass looked like Sitting Bull was my father.
A little on the red side, huh?
Guess what? My father was at work. My stepmother let the cop beat my ass. We're talking, the 70s. He let the cop beat my ass with his belt.
Yep.
My stepmother did. Then I got home and got my ass dusted off even more by my old man.
Yep.
Then I had to go down. Then I had to go down to the sheriff's department and apologize to the sheriff. Then he dragged my ass over to the county executive and made me apologize to the county legislator and the county head honchos. And I was, there was no funny games then,
Right. Now, let me ask you this: what would happen if a 12 or 13-year-old today did something like that?
Nothing. You couldn't even lay a finger on them.
That's the problem with society nowadays, is you cannot discipline a kid. When you and I were growing up, oh yeah, we were getting our asses busted. Okay.
Oh,
We-
oh
It
yeah. You
was
know what
get,
my favorite one was? I'm sure you'll remember this one. Your mother would they used to use lilac switches on us. Go pick. My father would let us go pick ourselves a lilac switch, because most kids would pick the small one, and not the thick one.
that makes it worse when you get the small one.
Yeah, well, I got the small one. I was 8 years old. I didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
And my father took that and he said, "Whoa, you got me a nice flexible one." Rip my pants down bare ass. Woo! Guess what? Yep, I'm not gonna lie. There was tears coming out me that day.
Yep. Now I tell you something my dad told me, and back then when he was growing up, my grandmother, his mom, used a razor strap. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. But check this out. My dad knew he was in trouble. So, and he knew he was going to get a spanking with that razor strap. He decided to hide it from, my grandmother.
Wrong thing to do.
He hid it all right, but he hid it in the worst place ever.
Where did he hide it?
Inside the oven.
Oh God.
So guess what that was like later, after it had been in the oven.
Nice and warm.
And harder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll give you a good one. Like, because I told you my father and father got divorced. My father I had a stepmother, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Right.
And my stepsister's grandmother, for instance, used to buy her grandkids Christmas gifts every year, right?
Right.
Would never buy us kids anything. My family, my brother, my sister, and me. We didn't get nothing because her answer was we weren't her grandkids, even though we were, her grandkids by marriage. Okay.
Right.
And you don't do that to a kid. I mean, that's my opinion.
No.
I mean, I'm sure you bought Crystal's son stuff for Christmas. I'm sure. I mean, you probably wanted to say, you probably didn't want to because I've heard you say different things, but she's you're with her. So, you don't have to call him your son, but you still have to treat him like a member of the family, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, my grandmother Keller used to buy my stepsister something every year. Then one year, my grandma Keller made the mistake and she asked me, "What did Peg get you for Christmas?" My stepmother's mother. And she goes, "Oh, she don't buy us nothing." What? Man, she don't buy us Christmas gifts or birthday gifts or anything. Why? Because she said, we're not her grandchildren. And she said, what? And then she asked my father, "Is that true?" "Oh yeah, Peg's never bought the kids anything." You're joking. No. So, and he says, and the Christmas was like a month away. My grandma took everything back that she bought those girls, and she says, that Christmas time they came over and she handed out all the gifts, and she gave the girls, I think, a Christmas card. That was it. "Well, where's our gifts?" And my grandma said, not to be a smartass, but does your grandmother buy my grandchildren anything? "Well, no, because she's not their grandchildren. Their grandmother." "Oh, well, I'm not your grandmother either." "Yeah, but you've been doing it all these years. So you might as well keep doing it." It don't work that way. So, but that's one thing. My father wasn't much of a cook. When it was my father was a cheapskate. He was sort of like me, but not quite. I'm not that cheap. He was like a French fry, hot dog, rock hard hamburgers. So when we had liver and that most people hate, to me that was a treat because. So.
That was a treat.
Yep. Or my father and his famous red and white. Remember the red and white brand stuff?
Yeah.
Box macaroni and cheese. The stuff that you don't that the stuff you get in a soup kitchen is better. At least in a soup kitchen, they add stuff to it. My father would, and you know that cheap red and white cheese, mac and cheese, tasted better the next day when it was left over. He'd go to heat up. I don't want to heat it up. Give it to me cold, right out after it sat in the fridge for a day. But when it was fresh, it was, I don't know. I just didn't care for it. But anyways, one day my grandma always made the banging chicken dumplings. My stepmother wasn't much of a cook. She'd cook chicken and dumplings once in a while. But I mean, chicken. The one time we ate good was on holidays, you know, the Easter, Thanksgiving, and that.
Right.
But very seldom would they make meatloaf. And if they made something like salmon croquettes or liver, it was a treat. One day my grandma Keller called up my father and said, "Send Scott over. We're having chicken dumplings." My brother hated chicken dumplings. My sister hated chicken dumplings. I said, and my father, oh God. So I came over, and my stepsister, oldest stepsister side, well, she was coming over too. My father said, "Call my mother." I don't need to call. So she came over, followed me over, came right in the door behind me, didn't even knock. Walked in the kitchen, what's for dinner? Whatever your mother served me. Well, I want some chicken dumplings too. She came in the kitchen, which is my kitchen, and proceeded to get herself some chicken dumplings. And my grandfather said, "You weren't invited. My grandson was invited. You weren't invited." And she wouldn't listen. She made herself a plate, came right out here at the same dining room table. It's in my house to this day. Sat right down, went to pick a fork. My grandfather said, "You were told no, young lady. Well, what are you going to do about it?" Telling that to my grandfather, who was born in 1915. How do you think that went?
Oh, not good.
Mm-hmm. He took her over in the corner, pulled her pants right down, bare butt right there, whooped her ass till it was red. And she went in the corner. That 13-year-old girl went and ran into the corner and cried like a 2-year-old. Like just someone took her doll away. And my grandfather called up my father and said, "Will you come and get your wife's brat?" And my stepmother heard her daughter crying in the background. "What's wrong?" She came over here and she came in, crying up. "Ooh, he spanked me." Made sure she told him it. She pulled her pants down and did it that bare butt. She told my father, "What are you gonna do about it? What do you want me to do about it?" And she said, did she really do what she said? And she said, "Yes." Well, she's just a child. She's 12 years old. She should know better. You don't disrespect an adult. Well, her grandmother would never do that to her or her step grandfather. She says, because her mother was remarried too, and she says, "So that tells me he don't know how to discipline the kids. She spoils them rotten." My grandfather was an old holds bar man. You mess with it, you mouth them off, you'd get dusted off. And and see, today they call that child abuse, doing it bare butt. Hey Maynard, how many times did you get bare butt slapped in your tail?
I don't have enough fingers on the hand.
But today that's called child abuse.
Yeah, and that's the problem with society nowadays, is that you can't do.
Actually, they call that sexual child abuse because of the bare butt thing. But like you said,
it made me the person I am, which I'm glad of.
Hey, I'm a smart ass. I'll admit it, but I respect the law, and I ain't out breaking the law. I still say, if I want, people could say I'm an a-hole, whatever they want. And guess what? Hey Maynard, do you think you'd be in prison if your parents let you get away with shit?
Probably.
I mean,
like I said, I guarantee you that most of your jails and prisons is because kids were not disciplined when they're growing up.
Well,
I guarantee you that if we went back to that kind of time when kids were disciplined, now I guarantee you one thing: the jails and prisons would not be as full.
Oh no. Well, hell, if you told kids, if you told, if like, hey, just now there's one state that's actually talking about reinstating spanking kids.
They need to. It needs to be in all 50 states.
It's just like I like what Texas did with these immigrants. They put them on a bus and shipped them to D.C. There you go, Biden. You want them? Here, you say they could stay here. Here they are. Keep them.
Yeah.
You got to admit, that took some guts. Or balls, whatever you want to say it. Come on. Yep. I mean, no, how many other states you know would have done that?
I'm not sure.
I can't think of anyone but Texas and maybe something like where Ed lives, Ohio or maybe Alabama or something like that. Oh, Alabama would. Hell yeah. Mississippi, Alabama, one of them. But
to me, that was right. But to me, that was a big mistake of trying to ship them off up there. What they should have done is shipped them back across the border, saying, "Get the hell out of here."
Well, they can't. The Biden administration won't let them. Well, being they want them in this country, good. Ship them right. I would have done better than that. I would have shipped them right to the friggin' White House and say, when you get off, there's this big white building. That's your new home.
Yep.
Could you imagine a couple busloads trying to walk through the gates of the White House? Oh, this man says we can live here with you. No, all kinds of room. Oh, yeah. But see that. But that's what I mean.
Say that's the biggest mistake right there. Okay, I don't give a rat's ass what D.C. has to say. Governor of each state, especially here in Texas, should be going, screw you, the horse you rode in on. I'm kicking them back across the border. You ain't telling me how to run my state.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's like I told my nephew there, my step nephew actually. I told him, I said, it's like right now when you said you don't kiss a butt. I said, I'm gonna tell you something. I told him, I said, it's like your father. Your father's a drunk. Yep. I said, your father was a pedophile. And he looked at me, he said, you just called my father a pedophile. That's slander. Oh, really? Yep. Go ahead and tell him I said so. Well, he could sue you for that. Yeah. I said, how old was your mother when she had you? 17. What year was your mother born? 1967. Yeah, she's a year older than me. Yep. What year was your father born? 1963. So, when your mother was 16, how old was your father? He's 5 years older. He was 21. That was a pedophile.
Yep.
And the only reason why your father ain't in prison, wasn't arrested for it, I said, was because my father didn't want to have to raise your sister. Because if you had gone to jail, if your father had gone to jail instead of getting a job and taking care of his kids, and they had a couple more, I mean, because I said, you probably wouldn't be here because my father didn't want to raise his stepdaughter's kids because she decided to have. But but see, they did stuff like that when we were. He said, but when he thought about that, he said, and that's why I was muted because he called his father, and his father said, "You're telling my son that?" But and then he did. He said, "I could sue you for that." Sue me for what? It's already documented, Bobby. His name's Bobby. I said it's already documented. You were, and I said, go ahead, sue. I said, something. I don't think there's any age limit on that. There's no age limit on child abuse like that. So if you wanted to push the issue, I could push back.
Yeah, true.
So go ahead, sue me. What are you gonna sue? It ain't slander. If it's true, it ain't slander.
True.
I mean, so even if his mother didn't want to do anything, which they're divorced now, so she would probably do it. I said, what do you think would happen if I told the judge that, that it was true and could prove it. I mean, it's easy to prove. I mean, look, ask Mr. Walburn when he was born, for instance. 1963. Yeah, and what the? I said that judge could immediately say, okay, arrest him for what? Pedophilia. That ain't pedophilia. It happened too long ago. There is no statute limit on that, as far as I know. No, but that's what I'm saying. I said, but that's what I told him. No, he said, well, pot's legal. It don't matter if it's legal. In the eyes of the law, if the judge, it's unconstitutional. No, it ain't unconstitutional because it's still illegal federally. They can legalize it all they want, but like in Texas, time you can smoke it.
In Texas, no. Oklahoma, yes. It's still
okay.
Here in Texas, it's still illegal. Okay.
Okay.
But Oklahoma,
well, let me ask you this. So.
Yeah, Oklahoma's legal. I know Colorado, Washington. I know that
New York,
California, of course, they've been backwards for how many decades now on that?
But like now, yeah. and it's like right now. It's like right now, and I looked it up. I looked it up. I said, I don't know if like Texas can't. Remember when you said Texas could exceed from the United States? Technically, they can't because there was a loophole put in that clause, but they can if they get. I can't remember how much of the state they have to get. So many 2 senators from 2 different states to approve it. But even so, if push came to shove, they would try. If they would leave the state, the country, become their own nation again if they could, yep. if they keep pushing. And it's but like, do you think eventually Texas will be legalized? Probably.
Possibly. I mean, it depends upon how things go down in Austin. And
I personally think I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I think the stuff smells nasty. But if people want to smoke it, I say let them, because I want the taxes.
Well, see, now for me, I'd be looking at it like that. I mean, look at Colorado. Okay, they made it legal. Okay, and look how much money the state has gained from the sale of it.
The only thing I hate they're doing here in New York, for instance, on the sale of it, is you got people doing like cash apps and that's how these drug dealers are getting away with it. Yeah. I mean, I know a guy that bought a house for cash and put his daughter's name. And I said, there's only one problem with that. And he says, what's in now if they ever wanted to do an investigation, they'd say, where'd you get the money?
Yep.
And they can trace Cash App.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to ask, well, why?
Right. I was going to say, now there was a big burglary back in the 30s or 40s, something like that. And I mean, This guy had stolen, I forget how many millions of dollars. Okay. And FBI was called in, all the, high up, agencies. They couldn't figure it out. Okay. Believe it or not, one person caught the guy that wound up doing it, and you'll never believe who that one person was.
Oh, who's that?
Howard Hughes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, the thing about it is that he did something that FBI, police, all them other agencies, he did something they didn't do. Okay.
What's that?
So the fact is, okay, think about how much money he had. Okay. So he was very up there in the elite. Okay. So what he wound up doing was he started finding, all these things that were very expensive that he knew that people, only the very wealthy, could afford to buy. So he started checking in to see what items were getting bought that was very expensive. And it's like, okay, yeah, this person's got the money. This person, hold it. This person here, why are they being able to buy this? And he started checking in on the person, and the guy was maybe a $20,000 a year income, and now all of a sudden he's buying $150,000 piece of work, artwork here, and then 200 here. It's like, where do you get the money at?
Yep.
And he wound up catching the guy and turned him over to the FBI. Says, "Here's your crook." They go, "How'd you find him?" Y'all tried catching the crook. I just followed the money.
Well, it's like you. It's like you. It's like your truck. If you had bought your truck brand new, bought your geezer glider, as Brandon likes to call it, brand new, and what you make, the IRS would be knocking at your door.
Yeah.
Because you ain't got the income to buy those new.
No, not right now. Not back then. No.
Even now, you don't. You couldn't buy that. You couldn't afford on what you make that glider, that geezer glider in your truck, brand new.
Nope. I would not.
Because how much? I mean, because that geezer glider's what, 80 grand? You're new.
Oh, the white glide. I mean the tri glide. Brand new. They're about. They're right around 50.
Okay, and your truck's about 80, 90.
That truck brand new, I think we figured out was about 48.
I don't know about that. You might want to look it up now. I bet you you're wrong there. That truck, I bet you, is 75, 80 grand all day long.
Nowadays, but I did find the tag and everything for it, and it was going for about 48.
Yeah, then I'm talking right now to buy that truck.
Right,
if you bought that truck that you got, if you bought that truck, a motorcycle, brand new right now on your income, even if the bank would give you the loan, you couldn't afford the payment on the two.
Nope.
You couldn't afford you'd have a hard enough time making the payment on one of them brand new.
Yep.
To be honest with you, no offense, I couldn't make the pay. I couldn't make the payment and still live the way I like to live. I could do it. But $40,000 payment probably be what, $800-900 a month, something like that.
Something like that. I don't remember, but I do know I did see a as a 2021 tri-glide, and that one I think was 36,000.
Yep. And you got yours for what, 14, whatever you said?
19.5.
Okay. And your truck was what, 15, 20, you said?
No, the truck was I think 30.
Yep, with 100,000 miles on it. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying ain't that crazy though. And your payment on that's probably about $800-900, depending on how long. Yep, and you financed it for what? 6 years?
7.
7. There you go.
Yep.
And personally, that's crazy. That's crazy because you have to pay that much.
Well, I mean, now on the tri-glide, I've got that financed for 6 years, and payments were $400 a month. But I've been working on getting my credit and everything, getting bills paid off, this, that, and the other. And the funny thing about it is, I got that at 4.64% interest with 0 down.
Oh yeah.
And 400 a month payments. Now the truck, that's a different story. That because buying the trike and everything, that put me in deeper credit, and everything, or deeper in debt, and a few other things. So my credit score was down. But on the truck, I still want to put like $5,000 down on it.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
Yeah, and my payments are like $600 a month.
Yeah, but here's the kicker, though. Your if you were smart, you when you could swing it, find a cheaper. If you were smart, you'd fix your old truck and drive that new one only when you have to.
I
Oh,
could.
save it. You should. You should really consider that for one reason. Just going back and forth to work, you'd be better off beating that our truck. It's probably cheaper on gas.
It'd be a little bit cheaper, not much.
Yeah, but also you would be packing the miles on that for hauling crap, and then you could save your new truck for traveling. I mean, that's just my 2 cents.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because if you gave me the make and model, I bet you if I could find a tranny for that truck around here, because ours they rust out down here with. I mean, I saw one a 90s vintage that was all rusted out, literally for literally for with 80,000 miles on it in one of our junkyard. You told me the model transmission that is. I bet you I could find a tranny. And believe it or not, shipping a tranny wouldn't be as bad as you think. Because that's what you said it needs, right?
Do what?
That's what it needs is a tranny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever thought about it? You ever look? You ought to look at Parts America. Parts America used to sell remanufactured trannies for like $800. You ever thought about that?
I've thought about it. Now, whether or not I'm going to do anything, I don't know. I might. First thing I got to do is I need to find out where the transmission's leaking at, because I know that last year or a couple of years ago, I was moving the truck around, and all of a sudden, I had, I looked down on the ground, and I saw something on there. I was like, what the hell? I had a transmission leak. So I never did, I went up parking the truck, and I never have crawled up. I never have opened up the hood to put fluid in it to find out where it's leaking. It's probably just, I do know I went up going over a bump, and then it was after that is when it was leaking. So I think I might have ripped one of the transmission lines.
There you go.
Renegade, it's a 97 Dodge Ram 1500 with a 318.
Yeah. Is that the 2-speed overdrive or 4-speed overdrive?
4-speed.
Okay. Look it up real quick on the AutoZone or see how much your rebuilt tranny is for it. Just for shits and giggles.
I could.
I bet you get a remanufactured train for that for $1,200 with the core.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but yeah, it's a 4-speed. Because
AutoZone, you guys got AutoZones, right?
Yeah.
AutoZone sells remanufactured trannies up here. They must down there. I mean, why not put an automatic? Because seriously, how many miles a year you put on your on your vehicle on average?
On average?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll play like this. Now that Dodge Caliber, right now it's sitting at 140,000, and I bought that basically 3 years ago, and it had 117,000 on it. So within 3 years, I put about 23,000 miles on it, and that's been the majority, of what I would have. Now, I've had the trike now for over 2 years, and I put just over 10,000 on it.
So about 20,000 miles a year between the two.
It depends upon, where all I'm going. If I'm going on a trip and stuff like that. Now around town, I'm putting maybe 8-10 miles on it a day. No, Renegade. The truck that I'm talking about is my 97. I've had that 97 paid off. I mean, I bought it cash wise, but the one I'm making payments on is my 17. Of course, it's got the 8-speed automatic, but it's also got the 5.7 Hemi in it.
Because now so the only one you got payment on is your new truck, right? Your old truck, your caliper is paid for.
The caliber is paid for. The my 97 is paid for. The wide glide is paid for. So the only two vehicle payments I've got is a tri-glide, and I've got payments on the new truck. And right now, the tri-glide, like I said, I've had that now for just over 2 years, and like I said, I've got probably another 3 more years to go, and it will be paid off, or it'll actually be paid off about a year to year and a half early because I'm paying a little bit extra every month. Not much, but I'm paying a little bit extra. And
well, even $20 extra a month will shorten it by almost a year.
Believe it or not, right? Believe it or not, that's what I'm paying. I'm paying like $20 extra every month.
That could knock you down an entire year if you pay. Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you look up a remanufactured tranny, say it doesn't need a tranny, say it ain't a brake line, a tranny line. So we'll say what, $1,200 for we'll say for a used tranny.
Right.
You could put in your own tranny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell, I put the engines in that truck. I put in myself.
Well, there you go. So I mean. So does the tranny? Wait a second. Does the tranny shift?
No. See, that's a problem. Is that it will not shift out of first gear. I've got first and I got reverse, but no second, third, or fourth.
You probably took out the pump.
Well, I don't know. Okay. Now, one thing I did do was I did some checking, and they say, okay, there's a 3 electronic solenoids that control all that, and they go bad. Okay, fine. So it was like $100 to get all 3 solenoids and everything off eBay. I got all 3 of them, and these were not a knockoff. These were Borg Warner solenoids. Okay, so they were not just a cheap Chinese. These were a damn good manufacturer. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've heard of Borg Warner, right?
Oh yeah. They make them right here in New York.
Right. So that's a damn good manufacturer. So can't complain there. But now I could have gotten a hold of a bad one. It's possible I could have, they could have been good, but I could have got a hold of one that was bad or something like that, and that's why I still didn't want to do it.
Well, but like you said, it might need training fluid too.
Well, like I said, I do have a transmission leak on it, but I think that's because I did go over a bump, and I think I might have ripped one of the transmission lines. Which, like I said, I never have gotten out there to look. I've just parked it, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had the caliber. I had the Y-Glide. It was just me at the time.
Yeah.
I had 2 modes of transportation. I didn't have to worry. I had my car if it was raining or something like that, or if I had to go get groceries, I had my car. Other than that, I was on the bike.
But seriously though, you ain't gonna tell me that truck wouldn't be nice to have just to beat around.
It would be a perfect one for,
back and forth to work.
I mean, at the time when I had it, hell, I was taking tree limbs galore out to the garbage dump twice a month and everything else.
Exactly.
It's not rusty, but yeah, now that's the problem. The dash on it needs to be replaced. Of course, that was the big problem with the 97, Dodges. Because the manufacturer.
Yeah, so there you go.
Right.
Yeah, but the dash don't make it. It's a beater, Maynard. Who cares what the dash looks like? It's a beat truck.
Right.
It's something you can pack the miles on, and you won't give a crap if it
Right.
what it looks like.
And I mean, it is a club cab, so it's got the, extra room in the back. But now it doesn't, being 97, it doesn't have the third door because that was
Yeah,
only
so there you
on
go.
the
So it's an 8-foot
98 and a
bed
half.
super cab, like the Ford Super Cab, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not your 4-door like mine, but it's, the extended where, you can still have two people sitting back there. They're not going to be all that comfortable because they don't have a lot of leg room. But
yeah, but that's what you got the new truck for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got the new one because I needed a vehicle. I needed a truck in order to be able to, do all this hauling stuff.
So,
like, okay,
how many miles are on your new truck?
I think it's about 108, 109,000.
Okay, so how many miles right? So no, not and just see. I think mechanically. I got 5 cars, so I know my shit when it comes to cars. How many miles were on your old truck before now? The one with the bad training.
Oh God, I'm thinking about 180, 190,000 are on it.
Bingo. So how many miles were on it when you put in the other motor? When the motor went bad?
That I don't remember. But
so basically,
well, the only thing is that motor didn't actually go bad. I thought had a head crack on it because we had a freeze and I was changing out thermostat and I changed out thermostat and I had lower radiator hose that was going bad and I had the radiator had a small leak in it. Well, I picked up another radiator. Figured, okay, fine. I'm going to have the radiator out. I might as well go and change out upper and lower radiator hoses, change out thermostat. So I did all that. I put water in it just to make sure I didn't have any leaks. Okay. Well, I knew there was a cold front coming through. And I went out there to, later on to drain it some to add antifreeze to it. That cold front had come through about 3 hours earlier than what they were saying. Okay, fine, forget it. I'll just do it in the morning. Well, it got colder than what they were saying it was going to be. I got out next morning, started the truck up. It was making one hell of a noise. And all of a sudden I heard, boom. Everything had froze solid inside of it. That literally froze the water pump solid. And the belt was sitting there.
Yeah, you probably cracked the head. You probably cracked the head. So, but what I'm saying is, the average life expectancy for even though a modern V8, 200 and 250,000 before they start nickeling and diming you to death. You know that. I don't care what brand, Dodge, Chevy, they all do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, hey Briggs, you want to hear what went wrong with that other engine? Push a freeze plug out in the back of the head.
Oh, I believe it.
That's where all my water was coming from. It just pushed the freeze plug right on out. It did. That engine. I've still got that engine. I could probably clean it up and everything, and probably put it back in the truck and everything, and probably good.
You're right. So what I'm saying is, so you got 30 grand in your new truck. You might as well say 40 with financing because even you said you had to pay a higher interest because your credit wasn't perfect, right?
No, not on this one. No, this one here.
What's the interest on this?
I think the interest rate is, I think it's like the mid-7.
Yeah, and that's still $10,000 more. You're still going to end up paying 38, 40 grand for that truck when it's said and done.
Right. But I mean,
okay. So in 7 years, even at 10,000 miles, you'll have almost 180,000 miles roughly on a vehicle you paid $38,000. Now, if you put $1,200 into a new tranny, we'll say, put it in, kept the mileage down to like 40,000, 20,000, 30,000 miles. By the time in 7 years, you'd have a truck you'd be able to still have no problems with for another 80, 90,000 miles instead of having one half worn out and whooped and
I
have to
know.
replace it.
I know, but here's the problem. Finding those trucks nowadays are getting harder and harder.
Man, you got a
Because
computer right there. You can open up another screen. Type in that truck. I bet you $20. You could find that damn transmission, a remanufactured advance for less than $1,200.
I know. Hey, I already had someone tell me now like this. I did have someone tell me how much you get it rebuilt. Me pull it out, take it to them, rebuild it. I was looking at about
How much?
$1,500.
So do it.
I didn't have the
triple
money
your
at the
money.
time. You gonna give me the money?
If you got, I'm just saying, I'd take it out. When you do have the money, you'll have it out and ready.
Okay, I'm trying to get other bills paid off. So
Well, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're
it's
saying.
time. Yep, I'm already
Just
past
saying.
9 o'clock. I know. Hey, we can continue this conversation next time. It's already 9:15. I gotta get going because we got
Look it up.
trash.
You know what?
Everything we got to get ready, get put out, and everything.
But let me look around here at some of these junkyards because I bet you there's because even so, you gotta admit it'd be worth spending $1,500 and then you'd keep the mileage off your new one.
Yeah.
And it'd last longer. Then you'd have one you could beat the living snot out of, and you wouldn't care.
I know.
Like during that bad storm, you would probably drove the old piece of crap truck to work and left the new one home.
But Mark, yeah, I mean the new Hemis, yeah, they are reliable. I mean the first ones that they came out with, they have problems with them, but I mean that's what you're gonna have on any. I don't care if it's a Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi, Yanmar. I don't care what, if you get a brand new engine or anything, first year, okay, look at the Dodge Caliber, okay? First couple of years, there were nothing but problems they had with them.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay. Now, I've got an '09, okay? So by the time mine was made, which was towards the end of the production run, they already had all the bugs worked out.
I would never buy a brand new model anything.
Right. I don't care what kind of vehicle it is. The first couple of years that they come out with, there's going to be problems. But give them a year or two, and they're going to be getting all the complaints coming in. They're going to, okay, we got to address this. Okay, we got this wrong. Okay, we got to redesign it. And they will do that. They will redesign a part that's failing and make it better. Later production run, you will find not as many problems with that particular vehicle as early. Because what was it? 2005 was what? First year for the Dodge Caliber? Because it actually replaced the Dodge Neon. Yeah, Mark, I can't complain because Dodge is saying it's supposed to get in around 17 miles per gallon. And when Chris and I, we had to go to Oklahoma and everything, we went in the truck and I think at that time I was getting around 20 miles to the gallon, which I'm going, for that big of a truck with the Hemi, that ain't bad. And Briggs, you got to admit that 20 miles per gallon out of that full size of a truck is not that damn bad.
Oh, I didn't say it was bad. I mean, but I still like my 40 with my my T100.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the only advantage your truck has over mine don't have air conditioning, and I'm actually thinking of buying one of those aftermarket what they call what was that vintage air they used to sell for, and I thought about buying more of those because that's the only reason why I wanted a new truck. It's not the age. It's just I got tired of sweat. I'm tired of sweating my balls off. That's why I don't drive that truck much. I don't drive in the winter because I don't want it to rust, and I don't drive much in the summer only when I have to because I don't want to sweat my balls off. Because even in upstate New York or Maine or any place, when summer hits, I don't care if it's 80 degrees. 80 degrees is still 80 degrees. It's still hot. You want to be able to click on that AC, and you know something? Vents work fine. You know, the vents, when you blow them, they're fine when you're driving down the road. But when you're sitting at a traffic light, those vents don't work too well. All they do is blow hot air.
All right. Well, I got to shut this down. Like I said, we can talk about all this next time. So, like I said, I've got things I've got to get inside. And because we got trash in the morning, so we got to get all the trash and everything ready to go. Get it put in the trash can, get that wheeled down to the curb and everything. And like I said, I've got a few other things I need to get done tonight. So
well, you got a teenager for trash removal.
Yeah. But anyways, I gotta get going. Cause like I said, I got a bunch of other stuff I gotta get done tonight. And it's already after 9, and morning does come around early for me around here.
Comes around early for everybody.
Yep. So I appreciate everybody spending tonight. It's been fun. And until next time, stay safe and God bless.
Bye.